Hey viewers, the Colonel speaking to you live from the Preceptor of British Imperial YouTube Broadcasting, and I'm using this machine because it's so sunny here on this side of the house. Now Rob has asked me to make a video regarding the Edison Bell Sympathetic Chromic needles and their grip. Now many years ago I used to buy large collections of needle tins. I don't so much anymore, mainly because I've got a very, very, very large collection of needle tins myself. I actually bought a reasonably large collection of phonographs recently. I must be absolutely crackers. I don't like phonographs and I know very little about them. But anyway, another stupid thing to do. But amongst the collection of needle tins was one of these. I've actually quite a few, but they're normally empty. This is an Edison Bell Sympathetic Chromic needle tin. It's got pictures of the needle grip on there. It says with grip. And inside there were half a dozen of those at least, plus needles. Well, there you go, there's the original packet for that. The needles I think I've moved to another tin. So that's those. And there's the grip itself with a needle. I've extended the needle because it's very, very tiny. It's gold plated, double ended, which I think is the only company who use double ended needles. And they're designed I think to reduce crackle on records. But anyway, I'll demonstrate with a record how they sound. Now we're going to play Lazy Day, Columbia CB312, Jack Paisley's BBC Dance Orchestra. We'll use a loud tone needle, a soft tone needle, and then a fibre needle. Here we go.
Watching the clouds go by, watching the blue in the sky. Lazy day, I'll dream for hours of you. Lazy day, I'll tell the flowers of you. I'm whispering to the breeze, carving your name on trees. Now I'll stay, falling asleep, counting a sheep all day. You may happen along, singing a song that way. Lazy day, if you could care for me. Lazy day, if you were there for me, we'd love all the other way. All through the lazy day.
Right, so that was the loud tone needle. Let's try a soft tone needle. Let's put that away. Let's try a soft tone, his master's voice needle. Make sure I get the right end in. There we go.
About lazy day, with you to scheme about. I'm watching the clouds go by, watching the blue in the sky. Lazy day, I'll dream for hours of you. Lazy day, I'll tell the flowers of you. I'm whispering to the breeze, carving your name on trees. Now I'll stay, falling asleep, counting the sheep all day. sing a song that way. Lazy day, if you could care for me, lazy day. If you were there for me, we'd love all the other way. All through the lazy day.
Right. Now, as you noticed, with the soft tone needle, you get a less volume, but you get less surface noise. I think with the loud tone needle, are there gradations of surface noise? Well, perhaps the loud tone needle was a light shower, perhaps. I don't know. Right, let's try a fibre needle. I'll have to put a new point on it. There must be a point to it. There we go. And we'll use a fibre needle. There we go. Right, here we go for the fibre needle.
I'm watching the clouds go by, watching the blue in the sky. Lazy day, I'll dream for hours of you. Lazy day, I'll tell the flowers of you. I'm whispering to the breeze.
There we go. Notice Jack Payne's strange pronunciation there. I understand members of the band often took exception to his rolling R's. Anyway, on to the sympathetic chromic grip at last, viewers. Now, there it is. You'll see it, there it is. The shank goes into the soundbox socket. It's got its own socket, and the fine needle is actually a little rubber grommet there as well. So we stick that in there, turn the shank so we can actually gain access. Now, there's supposed to be 3 tones to these needles, so if we pull it right out, that'll be soft tone. That's it. And in fact, the illustration is on the packet. Yes. Right. So that's soft tone there. Right, that's better. It's a bit fiddly. There we go. That's it. That'll be soft. So here we go. Now the idea is it reduces the surface noise.
I'm watching the clouds go by, watching the blue in the sky. Lazy day, I'll dream for hours of you. Lazy day, I'll tell the flowers of you. I'm whispering to the breeze.
Wonderful. So that is the soft tone. So then we adjust that tiny thing there and move it in as far as we can go. There we go. For the loud tone, that's it. Tighten that up, and off we go.
Watching the clouds go by, watching the blue in the sky. whispering to the breeze, carving your name on trees.
Well, there we go.
So I
That works very well, doesn't it? Let's see if I can find a really crackly record. That had a bit of a radio tone to it, didn't it? I was watching a wonderful sketch the other day. I think it was Benny Hill playing a 20s singer, and it was mocking the insensitivity of early microphones. I don't think that's entirely true. And he was sort of linking arms with some dancing girls and singing and dancing, and every time they danced away from the microphone it went quiet. Very clever, that. Right, so let's try a loud tone needle with this crackly record, and we'll see what happens. Or here rather, here we go. Wasn't too crackly, was it? And that's Bell Toned Lonesome and Sorry by the Palm Beach Players, 1060. Right, let's try that same record with the sympathetic chromic grip adjusted. There we go. Make sure it's held. Right. Reduces the crackle, but I suppose it's much more effective if you've got some ghastly 20s crackly orchestral or instrumental record. Let's have a look and see if I can find one. I don't think that would be particularly crackly. That certainly won't be. I must have one around here somewhere. Always the case when you want one. That's not going to be crackling either. No. Oh well. I may not have one handy. That's typical, isn't it? Let's have a look. What's that one again? No, that's not going to be any good. Oh well. Yes, if you're listening to some orchestral or instrumental record, let's try this Columbia. That might work. Get rid of that bell toner. Let's try this one and see if it's the Beecham Symphony Orchestra, Isolde's Love Song, Liebes Todd. Let's try that with a loud tone needle. no, really, the jury's somewhat out on these recordings. It's typical, I can't find a crackly record when I want one. You can guarantee that if there's an interesting record out there, it will be crackly. Oh well, this was prompted by Rob's discovery of an article from the Gramophone magazine. I can't remember the date actually, it's probably late 20s, regarding these sympathetic chromic needles. I think Compton Mackenzie was playing an Aeolian Vocalion orchestral record, and he thought it would be better with one of these chromic needles, reducing the crackle. That may be so. I'll have to dig some out. I'm not quite sure where. I must have thousands, or certainly hundreds of those, but I'm not quite sure where at the moment. But we'll dig one out. But I hope you enjoyed the demonstration anyway. Thank you and goodbye.